Somebody just tried to assassinate Trump again, but this time with drones. God damn. Let's take a look. So I was following Elon and I saw this. Wow, this is crazy from Elon. And then he retweeted Eric Dochi says, holy crap, the FBI has busted an explosive drone terror plot that targeted President Trump's UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House. They plan to blow up explosive-packed drones and forcing crowds to pre-stage sniper team. Forcing crowds in this is like into a pre-stage sniper team. A second wave to storm the White House gate. Oh my God, this sounds like a militia. This is not like, let's listen in here.
Explosive-packed drones hitting buildings near the event, forcing a mass evacuation and steering crowds towards a pre-staged sniper team. A second wave is then planned to storm the White House gate. The FBI first learned of the threat last Wednesday and worked with law enforcement across multiple states to stop it. Joining us now on the phone, former FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Dan.
Bro, is this like they try to force the crowd into a sniper team? Are they trying to do something more like disgusting? They're trying to do like mass shooting? Jesus.
Thank you for getting on the air with us. What else can you tell us? This is quite a frightening and sobering discovery.
Well, notice the class warfare language amongst the plotters there that appears in this early stage.
Explosive-packed drones hitting buildings
Whoa.
near the event.
Oh, the video's over. Okay. Damn. That's insane. Thank God for law and order. So FBI Director Kash Patel is tagged, and then Kash Patel, and I happened to open up his tweet. So on June 10th, FBI and our law enforcement partner became aware of a potential threat of USC. So this is 6 days ago. But by the way, he posted this today, at 5:60 a.m., apparently, 5:50 a.m. So became aware of a potential threat to the UFC America 250 event in Washington, D.C., involving individuals outside of the national capital region. And thanks to the rapid action of this FBI, our partners in the Department of Justice, in a multi-stage operation, multiple individuals are now in custody and allegedly planned attack were stopped cold. While the result represented the best investigative work, it was also nothing out of ordinary for this law enforcement team. We're built to detect, respond to, and bring justice those who threaten the lives of American citizens, particularly during large gathering like the historic UFC 250 fight. That's exactly what we did here. I want to thank our great agents and partners. Okay, we continue to encourage Americans, to report anything suspicious at 1-800-CALL-FBI. What in the world, bro? Like, how? This was known. So they were hiding it, or did he say something else like before then? They were hiding it. They were just trying to go behind the scene. But how does FBI same thing? They knew about this since June 10th, and he was tweeting it too, and knew about this. And how was the crowd dispersed? They said the crowd was dispersed. No. In the video. Am I tripping? Might be. Okay. Bro, this is so scary. Why there's so much shit is happening? Okay, there's a Fox News article here about the FBI disrupts alleged explosive drone plot targeting a White House UFC event, official says. The FBI and its law enforcement partners disrupted an alleged plot targeting this weekend. Okay. 5 people were in custody, good, and investigators identified 23 people as part of the potential network of plotters. Well, why aren't 23 people being arrested? The alleged plan involved, are they international? Are they already outside of U.S.? Alleged plan involved using explosive-laden drones to hit buildings near the event, force a mass evacuation, and steer crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team. That sounds so scary, man. Like, what is going on in U.S.? We're turning into an active war zone locally here. A second wave was allegedly planned to storm the White House gate, according to officials. So many ads, by the way. The FBI first learned of the threat on June 10th and worked with partners to secure probable cause for an arrest in Cincinnati, where one suspect was taken into custody. Court documents identified a suspect as 19-year-old Tyson Proper. 19-year-old. Bro, you look 40. Bro, how are you looking 40? Like, how did that happen? Is it the beard? Is it the baldness? What is going on? We all bald, by the way. Like, as a man, it's so sad because majority of men bald, but like not this early. This is 19-year-old. You already bald. Like, it's too much hormones. Because I balded too, and I had a hair transplant, and I went to see the doctor. They said a lot of it is related to hormones. That means you're horny. Like, you have a lot of testosterone. Like, they were telling me to take hormone balance medicine or whatever. I was like, no, hell no. I'm just gonna control my hair. How about that? You know, how about leave my testosterone alone? Bro, how is this guy 19? It's or was he 19 like 19 years ago? What's going on? Was arrested in connection with alleged plot targeted UFC event, okay? According to the criminal complaint, Popper allegedly spent $3,000 of his graduation money to purchase lots of ammunition, guns, action magazines, and other items for the alleged attack. Authorities estimated that several boxes of ammunition that Popper had allegedly acquired contained thousands of rounds. It is also alleged that Popper acquired an AR-style rifle, a bullpup rifle painted with American flag and 2 plate carriers with AR-style magazines. Family voluntarily turned over the equipment to the law enforcement. Bro, you really expect this to happen? Not like usually, huh? Like, this doesn't fit the stereotype of someone who would try to shoot off, who would do like a mass shooting. I don't know. Like, it just seemed like all the stuff that I saw. Okay, maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe this is a stereotype mass shooter. I don't know. Like, this looked weird. Tyson Popper allegedly acquired an AR-style rifle. This is so scary though. Like that. His father told officers that Popper had quit his job to meet up with people he had met online to conduct missions and recons. According to the complaint, it said that Popper's mother had first alerted authorities over concerns about his recent alleged firearms purchases and communication with individuals online. Popper also alleged to acquire several boxes of ammunition. Damn. 2 others, identified as Brian Omar Roll and Michael Alan Thomas, why are everybody's names so hard to read, were arrested in California for alleged involvement in the plot. Both men were charged with conspiracy to commit murder. They appeared in court on Monday in Riverside. So what happens to people who are, conspiring to commit murder? So conspiracy to commit murder. So what is the sentencing for this in California? So go to X, right? And I go to Ask Grok. What is sentencing? Well, I got to ask a new one, actually. What is, this is fine. Sentencing for conspiracy to commit murder. What is this? You got to know. I'm interested in finding out. What if he just go into the jail for like a year and then come out and do it again? Like, how do you know? Right? Under U.S. federal law, statute, maximum penalty for conspiracy to commit murder is imprisonment for any term of years or life. Oh, okay, well, that makes sense. You know, this type of stuff, like, people don't change. I mean, this type of stuff, I think, is he supposed to be jailed for life? Maybe. You know, I would support it. If I'm one of the person, they say, hey, do you want to jail this person for life? Yeah, I would. I will vote for it. Like, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, right? Like, I would 100% put this guy behind bars for life because I don't think people can change, especially mentally, right? If they are an odd, by the way, I don't think people who think differently from the normal society are just crazy, but they're crazy, relatively speaking, because they're an odd existence, kind of like a bug in a computer system, right? Where the society norm is like everybody trying to prosper, live, work, and have a family. And these guys are trying to destroy a lot of that. So they're kind of like a bug within the system where they have to be eliminated. And I don't think that changes, right? If they're a bug, they have to be eliminated. They cannot be fixed one way or other, right? But obviously they haven't committed murder, so they just stay behind bar for life. That makes sense. By the way, this fits a lot more like the stereotype of someone who would do mass shooting. Like, maybe just if you remove the beard, it looks more like it. From all the news that we saw on TV, this guy, first of all, like, bro, like, what happened? How are you 19? Maybe you grew up too fast. Um, uh, Daniel of Kansas City, Missouri, and Abraham of Omaha, Nebraska were also arrested. Okay. So this is multi states. It's California, it's Missouri, it's Nebraska. I mean, geez, like this is what? What is this is what is going on? This is Cincinnati. I mean, holy holy dude, people really want to do some harm. Damn. Okay. This is not good. It's not good at all. Court document says, bro, Oscar rich wife told investigator he described himself as a recruiter for the group, had amassed tactical gears, including a rifle, ammunition, and other equipments in recent months. She also said she built a firearm range on his property about 3 weeks before this arrest, and she was aware of his signal communication through messages that appeared on shared tablet. Ooh, somebody's not good with technology. This is why I don't want to connect my tablets, phones, and all that. Sometimes it is convenient, but this is what happens, right? This is what happens. This is you when you connect your tablet and your phone and you cheat on your wife, bro. Like that's this is why you don't have all of them connected. Okay, Alvarez allegedly operated under the online moniker Shepherd and served as a key organizer of the plot, using a signal chat to direct staging locations, sniper and drone positions, escape routes, and communication protocols. Bro, this guy is a goat. Who? Which one is he? It's not even listed here. Oh my god, this guy's a masterhead. He knows everything. Like, does he not live in, like, if you don't live in Washington, how do you communicate all this kind of stuff? Like, you have to know. Damn, somebody should look into his, like, travel routes. According to the court documents, prosecutors say he also discussed coordinating with other groups and urged participants to obtain additional explosive capable drones, writing, as many as deadly as we can get. Oh my god. What is wrong with these people, man? I don't know. I feel like mental illness is such a big deal in America, where this type of and with all the weapons that's available, this type of stuff can easily do a lot of harm. Dude, imagine this is because a mom reported her own son. Imagine if this did not happen, right? And the son carried out with the operation. Next to the White House. On the White House. I can't. I mean, this is some scary movie shit, right? Like, for no reason. Why would you do that? Like, what? Don't you believe in the democracy in terms of just vote, a few years later down the road? Give somebody else a shot. Like, for example, the New York mayor, right? Large, like, physically speaking, I like the mayor because I think, on a personal basis, I think he's the only politician that actually care about New York. Very different from the LA politicians, right? Like, who just doesn't give a fuck about LA. But I think the New York mayor, that guy, Mandani, he's doing a lot of stuff. Physically speaking, I disagree with him on most of his stuff, right? I think making most things free is stuff that I've never seen before in my life. Like, just never seen it. Growing up in China, we have never, like, Chinese like market is actually more capitalistic than America can ever be, to be honest. In my opinion, America has more socialistic programs than anything I've ever seen in China. The only thing that you would say Chinese government is more socialistic is probably government-owned, like state-owned companies, like enterprises, where there just isn't much social, quote unquote, social programs. My family, well, I would say my wife's family have family in China. Obviously, their grandma's like medical support could cut down to $15 per month. $15 if you convert into dollar cents. There's no social, quote unquote, the social net, right? Like, safety net for the public, really. Everything's cut down because the labor force has been drastically reduced year after year after year. Where US, everything's free. So I disagree with Mandani most of the things for physical stuff, right? But I think he cares about New York. And with that being said, if I'm New York, I will still vote for him because I just don't like people who are criminals, right? Because they're gonna do stuff and never do anything. in a way, give somebody a shot. Or even if I don't vote for him, let's say he become the mayor of New York and I'm in New York, I would wish the best of him, right? I would wish like he does a great job to bring changes to New York, to make New York good. No more homeless people on the street, fix all the potholes, which he did, right? Like they're actually really good stuff. Obviously, homeless people are still everywhere in New York. I'm just saying, like, if he actually does that, right? The idea is you always want to support the people that's duly elected, right? Like that's in office. Why would you wish harm for a democratically elected official, who is trying to execute the will of the people? Doesn't matter you agree with him or not. Like how it just feel like this is an education and cultural issue where people easily either mentally ill or they're just not educated to understand that you need to support. This is how the system works, and you need to support and accept the results and support the system either way, right? This is not even political. Like I didn't grow up in this political environment, and I understand that as common sense. That's how we grew up, how we were raised. So I don't know. This is so weird. Like people are trying to do as many and as deadly as we can get. Are you, bro? They need to be behind bars and get experimented on, and like to see how this kind of psyche, is formed. Like how can somebody become so crazy? Anyways, multiple sources told Fox News that those in custody are American citizens, and a foreign nexus was not involved. U.S. Secret Service (USSS) said it worked closely with FBI during the investigation. Firework explodes at the crowd gather for UFC. Blah blah blah. In the days leading up to the weekend, our special agents, mission support personnel, and technical security teams worked around the clock to identify those responsible and hold them accountable. Secret Service Director Sean Curran said in a statement. Equally important to our protective mission is ensuring accountability through the justice system. To that end, our formal comments regarding specific of this case will be made through court filings. Oh no. That means we'll have to wait a long time before we find out news about it, right? Investigator later uncovered signal chats in which multiple people allegedly discussed attacking the UFC event. An initial review of one suspect iPhone identified as at least 23 Signal users discussing the pre-operational activities. Oh my God. This is so brutal. All of them. Not a single person can leave, right? Not a single person. I think any common sense people will support this. Any race, any gender, all 23 of them need to be jailed and then never come out. This is no longer freedom of speech. This is direct threat to people's lives. And this is not just to one person, this is to mass amount of people. UFC is like super popular. See, I didn't even grow up in this culture. I understand how popular, how cultural relevant UFC is, right? There's how many people are going to go there and see the event. And they want to induce mass harm. Like this is literally bug, or viruses in a computer program. They need to be completely eliminated from the society. Anyone who wish public harm. This is so crazy. Some of those involved allegedly planned to travel to Fredericksburg, Virginia. By the way, the reason why I know this word because there's Fredericksburg in Texas, and I just went over there for a great view. Follow my Instagram for more. On June 12th and 13th to prepare for the attack. One suspect allegedly told investigators the goal was to target capitalist elites and billionaires or politicians who received donations from American Israel Republic Affairs Committee, AIPA. The investigation stretched across at least 12 FBI field officials. Kash Patel said Department of Justice law enforcement partners act quickly to prevent alleged attack. FBI Director Kash Patel credited the FBI Department of Justice law enforcement partners with acting quickly across multiple states to prevent alleged attack. Thanks to the rapid action of this FBI, our partners, Department of Justice, in multiple state operation, multiple individuals are now in custody. Alleged planned attacks were stopped cold. Yeah, this is his tweet, right? By the way, do we say X now? This is X. Instead of saying this is a tweet, fuck it, we're going to say this is a tweet. Patel said the operation showed the FBI's ability to respond quickly when threats emerge. Okay, well, give credit where credit is due, right? While the result represented the best work is, okay, we already read this from his tweet. Okay, I want to thank, or I read that as well. In a joint statement later Tuesday, the FBI and the U.S. Secret Service (USSS) said their strong working relationship helped thwart the alleged attack. The FBI and U.S. Secret Service are proud of our strong working relationship. A spokesperson for the FBI and U.S. Secret Service said, there's no name here. What the hell? The investigation highlights that continuous partnership and could not have happened without the great work and coordination between our two agencies. This weekend's thought attack should be the message to any criminal actors that if you're targeting Americans, you'll be found and brought to justice. And I hope this is the right amount of justice, okay? If we hear that this 23 people actually got sent, sent to jail for a few months for, a few months trial card and came out, when, put our society back into a PvP server, well, this politician need to be replaced, right? By the way, I think that's really not the politician's job. Once these people are brought to justice, really up to the justice system to then run its course, right? It's more the judges, it's the judicial system, 3 branches of government. We really want to see the judges to send those people behind bars for life. They shouldn't come out. This is so scary, man. Prior to the statement, 2 senior U.S. officials told Fox News that USS leadership was disappointed with the FBI for the morning announcement about the alleged plot. Source added that there had been a plan to wait for the release. Oh, I see. Okay. By the way, say what you want about Trump. He got a really nice family. Look at this. But it's become an increasing luxury to have family like this, to be honest. Like, it's so expensive, right? People are just thinking about economics and then think about the money that they have. They can't save enough. Like, there's a common feel of, doesn't matter how hard we work, can you ever make enough money to have a family like this? It's just like an ever-growing devastation or frustration or just like loss of hope, from the public, I feel. And that's global. That's not even US. In China, it's worse, right? Like, people are not having kids anymore. Here, like, if you have a good job, middle class, like, I can still have kids. A lot of young people are now just really afraid to have kids. But look at this. This is what a family is supposed to look like. This is why big houses exist. And by the way, like, this is what, really fascinating, because I do trails, and I have a trail channel. Make sure to follow that to check out all the beautiful trails in Austin or really in Texas. And look at all those nice houses that have like 7, 8 rooms. Like, how, unless you have family like this, what is, I guess if you can afford those houses with 7 or 8, 9 different bedrooms, you've got to have a family like this, right? This size. But do they all live there though? Like, I thought America is all about independence. Kids when they grow up, they go out, get their own place. Then who are gonna live all those houses? It's just gonna feel haunted. Anyways, we're coming back to this topic. Retired FBI agent Jason Pack told Fox News Digital that the alleged scheme appeared to have moved beyond online rhetoric and into operational planning. This was a real threat, Pack said, describing it as organized political violence with specific targets. He said the most troubling aspects was the apparent shift from ideology to actual preparation. Damn. Yeah, the guy literally, the 38 years old, the 19-year-old, guy was actually spent his graduation, 19-year-old graduation money to buy ammunition and guns. That's insane to me. Including recruitment across multiple states, encrypted communications, logical planning, and identifying stages areas. By the way, to make fun of somebody's look is kind of mean, but I do it all the time. People make fun of my look all the time, so it's fun, banter. Like, no one takes it seriously, I don't think, right? But if you do take it seriously and they feel triggered, well, too bad. Anyways, while Pack questioned whether every phrase of the alleged plot would have succeeded, he said parts of it appear technically feasible and would likely lead to fatalities. Pack also pointed to the role of human intelligence in disrupting the alleged network, saying the investigation began after somebody's family member got worried and called it in. Like this is what I'm saying, right? If they don't call it in, Pack said parts of it appear technically feasible and would have likely led to fatalities. Oh my God. Alleged plot targeted UFC Freedom 250, a high-profile White House event held on the South Lawn as part of President Donald Trump's 80th birthday weekend. I see. That's his birthday, huh? I didn't even know. This event drew estimated 4,300 attendees, including about 1,200 active duty service members. 14 fighters from around the world competed inside a wire mesh cage, okay? Reacting to the news on Fox and Friends Tuesday, Vice President JD Vance called it very, very dark stuff. Let's listen in. Is this really necessary? Fox News. You didn't play enough ads already?
Same day delivery for free. For real. Members get more at Lowe's.
Okay.
Well, I think they're telling us because the scale of the plane attack is so significant. And I think it's important for us to be as transparent as we can be about these ongoing investigations. We want to tell the American people what's going on, of course. But I actually just heard about it this morning myself. And so this is very, very dark stuff. And unfortunately, we were talking about this a little bit off camera, but this is what happens when people turn the rhetoric up so loud that disagreeing with somebody is a cause for violence. That's the place that we've come to, unfortunately, with too much of our political rhetoric. We got to tell everybody to tone it down. And I hate to say this, but it's true. You see more political violence and violent rhetoric coming from the left than the right these days. Everybody has a role to cut this stuff out. But I think a lot of my Democratic colleagues in Washington have got to look themselves in the mirror and say, why is so much of this political violence coming from our side of the spectrum? Maybe they can do something different.
It's true, right? You see what's happening with all the recent assassination attempts, all that kind of stuff. It's so sad, where, in a way, the multi-party, the two-party system in America has served wonders, right? It's the founding father had reasons to make sure there's multiple safeguards of separation of power, but I think they're rolling their graves right now, knowing this, right? They never intended, because I feel like America lost its core fundamental value. 50% of the country hated the country. In China, kids grow up singing national anthem, listening to music every year, similar to the American New Year, right? In China, there's Chinese Spring Festival, and there's a Spring Festival celebration every year. It's the biggest celebration of the year, right? The biggest show, and there's always a lot of patriotic music being played. And I remember listening to those, and you just feel good, right? Feel like there's something that the entire nations listen to at the exact same time. The country feel like one big family. Whereas in US, unless you go to a sports event, even then you go to a sports event, look what happened with Knicks. Not Knicks, but look what happened in New York with the riot. What in the world? The world is burning down. I feel like in US, we sign up to be living in the greatest nation in the world, supposedly. And why do people hate this country? If you hate it that much, I feel like you should leave. I always say it's realistically almost unfeasible for us to move, because we're not that rich. We're stuck in middle class. We're trying to move up. Right? But you don't have enough money. You don't have Fuku money to say, okay, Fuku everything here. Let's just go, I'm not Elon Musk, right? I'm not a trillionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire either. Millionaire is nothing nowadays, right? Middle class, basically. So you can't just move. You can't just leave your job. You can't just leave your company. Yeah, we're people on payrolls, right? This is crazy. This is actually crazy. You can't move. But yet, what has America become? Reacting to the news. Yeah, already read that. This is what happens when people turn up the rhetoric. Yeah, that's true. Everybody has a role to cut this off. It's absolutely true. And an alleged plot comes amid a growing series of threats and security incidents involving Trump and senior administration officials, fueling highlighted concerns about political violence. Wait, this is the fourth time Trump got assassinated or attempt on him. That is insane. You can't hate the guy that much. Literally, we're going to do a video on the Chinese opinions on Trump. He's actually largely respected in China. Not even kidding. Especially among the business officials, the business communities, the entrepreneurs. Because the general, the feeling I get, right, when I went home, because all my friends growing up, childhood friends, they're entrepreneurs, business owners, a lot of them. And then my parents spent a lot of money. We were really poor, by the way. But with a little bit of money that we had, and they worked really hard to make sure they had enough money to send me to a private school. And I did. And so I met a lot of friends in our city, and their family are all ultra wealthy, right, of the city, and then in a city's level. And they so I went back and I talked to them, every few years, and in our reunion, they have a really positive look of Trump, but mostly in a respect and scared way, right? Like, what is Trump gonna do? Because they don't know. But if you think about it from like a standpoint of America, that's a good thing, you know? Why do you want other countries to always know what your president is gonna do? You don't. You obviously don't want to be predictable. That's a very bottom line common sense from a strategic military standpoint. Obviously, nothing's gonna, I'm not saying anything military, in the it's gonna happen in the military sense, but I'm saying that, it's just from a country to country standpoint, you obviously want to be mysterious, right? And also make other people respect. Respect is very, very important. Keep a safe respect distance, right? That's exactly where it is. But I don't know why people hate him so much here. It's just like he's doing stuff, obviously doing a lot of crazy. He says a lot of crazy stuff, but we mostly see it as comedy. Like from an outsider observer standpoint, who immigrated and loved this country, I mostly observe him, and then his what he says as something that's fun, right? Like because he was a TV star before, and he's really funny. But outside of that, you mostly look at what he does. In his first term, the gas price was so low, I was happy, right? Now the second term, the gas price is pretty high. It's dropping now, so maybe if it dropped to the first term level, I'll be really happy. Right? Stock market is at all-time high, so even happier, right? Really happy. Next thing to do is make Bitcoin great again, right? That's what I need to do. But yo, guys, this is insane stuff. That's what I thought about this. What's your thoughts? Leave a comment down below. Let me know, and I'll see you guys next time.